candidate to try to move us forward. He's done a tremendous job over the last 2 years. If you notice, which goes unnoticed, is we put in $17.5 million above what we're doing, $103 million, to take care of these buildings. So I think we're on the right track to doing it. It's just the manner. It's got confused over putting the jail in front of the thing. We had to do that. We had to do that.
Doug, there was at that school board meeting earlier, there was a lot of items that were taken off the agenda, but potentially could have created some contention over whether they would even get funded. What is, from your perspective, dealing with the finances, what do you hope to be able to fund? And if there are items in there that are not in Dr. Jones's plan, would you think that the commission would or would not go along with those?
That's a great question, Steve. I think the thing is what we're trying to do is, like I said, one of the things that we would work with the school board, since they have 5 new members, they're probably not real familiar with what Dr. Jones has in mind. They may be at this point with a retreat and everything, but the thing is what we want to do is, and I want to make this real clear, we want to fund everything that we feel like is a smart thing. If you look back on the federal, and Steve knows about this, if you look back on the federal lawsuits, what happened is we had to build schools where they told us to build them. That's not necessarily the case. We don't have any schools, in the northwest corridor of the county. Also, this Montessori school is a great opportunity for us to go over to Lambeth, expand the students, rezone that where people can go. Dr. Jones has some tremendous ideas. I'm not saying that some of their ideas that they've had are like for community Montessori schools in the south and east, but the problem, Steve, is they haven't come up with a dollar figure to tell us what to do as compared to Dr. Jones has said, this is going to cost this is going to cost this is going to cost this. You wouldn't go and build a home and go, well, I think I'm going to build a home, and then you not know what it's going to cost. None of y'all would do that.
Issues on things like, because one of the items that was pulled was trying to get everything on a uniform start time, which many people agree is an admirable thing, but there's differences of opinion. They've said $1.2 million, and the last figure I was quoted was $5.75 million.
That's correct, Steve. I mean, the thing is, when you're talking about a bell time, a consistent bell time, I'm all for that. The problem is that we've had in the past, and I'm not trying to throw the school board under the bus. Well, I guess I am. But what they've done is they put off buying buses. We have to buy an additional 12 buses each year, which we have in the budget for this year to buy 12. Now, let's delve into this a little earlier. Why do those school buses have air conditioning, which cost an additional $10,000 when the air conditioning is only for let's say a month and a half or 2 months at the most? They could roll down those windows, and I'm not being ugly, I'm just stating a fact here. Okay, so Steve, getting to your question here, so they're going to need 60 buses in the next, this is not with a consistent bell time. This is based on what we have to do to change, to change out the buses because of 15 to 17 years. 60 buses times $90,000, which there'll be more in 5 years. 60 times 90 would be $5.4 million. I've heard on the consistent bell time or bell time, we're going to need up to an additional 30 more buses. Okay, 30 times 90 would be 2.7. I'll let you add that up. That's $8.1 million. That's your number, Steve. That's your number.
And so one thing that you brought up during the meeting was that there is no plan to raise taxes. So you and the commission, you guys feel confident that you can juggle funding the schools adequately, both the general fund and also the capital improvements, plus the debt service on these loans to pay off the jail, all without incurring any more taxes for the Google Math County.
What we have planned for the last several years is we put more additional money into debt service. You can go look at our budget, and what we're trying to do is put that money into debt service to cover these things like the 6 buses a year. I'm talking about the 12 buses a year. We're trying to get that covered. In other words, I feel very confident. Now, the problem that we're running into, and I'll just be perfectly honest with you, here's what we're running into is we can't take on $130 million in 1 year. You couldn't do that in your house. We have to spread this out in a way that we can pay for it without raising taxes, which I feel very confident we can do. We've got this covered. I mean, this additional 17 million is covered. We come back and do the things on Dr. Jones' plan, which is going to cost a certain amount of money, which we know. We don't know what the school board is going to say. Oh, we want to do this. We want to do this. We want to do this. Well, we're not going to give them $40 million and just let them go run with it. Let me tell you why. Because on a Northside football stadium 3 years ago, or whatever it was, they came to us and said, we want to fix this Northside football stadium. Now, we gave them $500,000 to fix that stadium. You know what they did with the money? They did not fix the stadium. Now, let me ask you this. If you have a child, I'm relating it to a child, and the child says, I need $20, Dad, to go do this. And you go, next week, you go, okay, how'd you use that $20? Well, I didn't use that $20 for that. Are you going to be more willing to give them $20? That's why we're having them come back and tell us what they're spending this money for. That's a wise thing. The thing is what we're doing, I want to make this real clear. What we're doing is for the $17.5 million that we've given them thus far, in above and beyond above and beyond the budget, they're only able to spend about that much a year to replace HVACs and replace roofs and do these kind of things. We are working hand in hand with them. I am absolutely thrilled to work with Ray Washington and Eric Jones. They are above board. Let me give you a good example. I'm sorry I'm going off on this, but I'm had a long day here. But they had a project that they actually had gotten extra money for. I mean, it was like they left unspent about $50,000. I don't remember the exact amount. They came to us and said, we did not spend that $50,000. We want to let you know we're going to put that back in the budget. We can use that for something else. Is that admirable or what? That is awesome. I love working with people like that.